Most creative careers don't begin with a plan. They begin with a moment, a small moment, often almost accidental. You draw a word in a notebook, you notice a beautifully designed sign on the street, you come across the work of a lettering artist online, and suddenly something clicks. You look at it and think, this is fascinating. I want to do that. I want to try this. At first, it's just curiosity. You experiment a little, you draw letters here and there, maybe you share something online. But after a while, another thought starts appearing. What if I would do this and people would pay me for it? And that question is where the real journey begins. If you're new here, my name is Martina Flor. I'm a lettering designer, author, and educator. And for the last 15 years, I've been building my career around lettering design. During that time, I worked with brands, written books, and taught thousands of designers around the world who were trying to turn their interest in lettering into something more serious. And one thing I've noticed again and again is that lettering careers don't happen randomly. There is actually a fairly recognizable path that many designers and creatives go through as they move from curiosity and doing this as a hobby to professional work. Some people move faster, some take longer, but the stages tend to look surprisingly similar. Today I want to walk you through the journey most designers and creatives follow when they move from experimenting with letters to building a real creative career around them. And actually, this is very timely because my free workshop series called The Lettering Design Roadmap has already started this week. But the good news is that we host several sessions throughout this week, so you can still join. In the workshops, we go much deeper into these stages that I'm going to talk to you about today. And most importantly, we talk about how you actually move from one stage to the next, which is often the hardest part. So if this topic resonates with you, you can still sign up for free on martinaflor.com/masterclass, or you can use the link down below and join one of the upcoming sessions. But for now, let's start with the beginning of the journey. One of the biggest challenges for creative people is that the beginning of a journey often feels confusing. When you first discover lettering, everything feels exciting, but also a little bit overwhelming. You suddenly start noticing lettering everywhere, on packaging, on posters, on storefronts, on magazines, on Instagram. You begin following artists whose work you admire. You look at their portfolios and you wonder, how did they get there? Did they study typography? Did they go to art school? Are they born with this? Did they just practice a lot? And very quickly you start asking yourself a question that almost every lettering artist asks at some point. Could this actually become something more than just a hobby? And at that stage, it is easy to feel like everyone else already knows what they are doing and you're somehow behind. But the truth is that probably most of these people are simply farther along in the same journey you're just starting. And understanding that journey, understanding the stages of development can make a huge difference, because once you know where you are, it becomes much easier to understand what the next step should be. My own journey started in a very similar way. I didn't start as a lettering designer. I was working as a graphic designer, and I was very interested in typography and illustration. And at some point, I began experimenting with drawing letters. At first, it was simply curiosity. I was fascinated by the great overlap between two things that I really loved, which was design and illustration, and how much you can put from your own personality in the shape of a letter. The same word could feel playful, elegant, dramatic, or quiet simply by just changing the forms. And that discovery pulled me deeper into the craft. At some point, I decided to really commit to it. I realized that if I want to take lettering seriously, I needed to really deepen my understanding of letter forms. So I made a decision which was quite radical at the time. I quit my job. I moved abroad to pursue the closest thing I could find to formal education in this field, which was a type design course. So for me, that meant leaving my country, quitting my job, and stepping into a completely new environment, a completely new culture. It wasn't an easy decision, but I felt strongly that I needed to see this through. I wanted to understand letters at a deeper level and see if this was a creative path for me. And looking back now, that decision was a turning point in my career and in my life, because from that moment on, lettering stopped being something I occasionally experimented with. It became something I practiced deliberately and built a career around. And after many years of teaching and mentoring designers and creatives, I've come to realize that many people go through similar turning points along the way. And that's where understanding the stages become very helpful. Over the years, I've seen that most lettering designers move through a series of stages. Understanding the stages doesn't mean that everyone's path looks exactly the same, but it helps clarify what is happening in your journey and what might be missing. So the first stage is what I call the hobbyist stage. This is where the spark happens, where you have that first contact with lettering and you kind of fall in love with it. You want to know more about it. You are simply enjoying lettering. You draw letters for fun. You doodle in notebooks. You experiment with styles without any pressure. At this stage, you are not thinking about careers or clients. You're simply exploring, and that's just fine. Then comes the learner stage. This is when that curiosity from the previous stage becomes commitment. You start wanting to improve. You look for tutorials, you take courses, you study artists you admire, and you practice more regularly. And you begin understanding that lettering is not just decoration, it's a skill that can be developed. After that comes the maker stage. Here you start producing finished pieces, you experiment with different approaches, you complete projects, which is an important shift. You not only create random drawings, you try to complete your projects and maybe even begin building a small portfolio. You're still learning, but you are creating real work. You're committed. The next stage is what I call the side hustler stage. This is often when the first opportunities appear. Someone asks you to design something, a logo, a custom piece of lettering, a small commission. You might still have another job, but lettering begins to generate income. And this stage can be very exciting because it's the first moment when you realize that the craft you enjoy can also create real opportunities. It's where you find the overlap between what you love doing and what people demand from you. Eventually, some designers and creatives move into the professional stage. At this point, lettering becomes your main work. You have clients, you have a portfolio, and you have consistent projects. You're not just experimenting anymore. You're running a creative practice, even if it's just you behind the desk. And finally, there's the leader stage. This happens when your work becomes recognized and you begin contributing to the field in new ways. You might teach, you might mentor, or you create products that help other creatives grow. What's interesting about these stages is that between each one, there's usually what I call the knowledge gap. And identifying that gap is what allows people to move forward. And this knowledge gap is exactly what I will be teaching in one of the sessions inside the Lettering Design Roadmap that you can join for free this week on martinaflor.com/masterclass. Now, one of the biggest insights I've gained from teaching is that most people don't get stuck because they lack talent. They get stuck because they don't know what the next step should be. A hobbyist needs structure to become a learner. A learner needs practice and feedback to become a maker. A maker often needs visibility and confidence to become a side hustler. And someone working as a side hustler usually needs business knowledge to become a professional. Once you understand this progression, the journey becomes much more clear and you stop trying to learn everything at once. And instead, you focus on the specific step that will move you forward at the stage you are right now. And this is exactly what we're exploring in the workshop series happening this week. So if we summarize the stages of a lettering designer, the journey usually looks like this. It begins with the spark, with that moment you fall in love with lettering. Then comes exploration, where you begin practicing and learning. You start creating work and discovering your voice. Opportunities begin to appear, and little by little, you build a career around the craft. So if this resonates with you and you're curious about what your next step might be, you can still join the Lettering Design Roadmap workshop series this week. Even though the series have already started, we are hosting several sessions over the next few days where we go deeper into these stages and talk about how designers actually progress from one stage to the next one. You can sign up on martinaflor.com/masterclass or using the link below. And I'd love to know something before you go. Where do you think you are right now in this series of stages? Are you exploring? Are you practicing? Are you starting to get clients? Let me know below and I will see you in the next one.